So, I need to talk about really important topic that's necessarily not practical, but it's important because I have lots of people, even people who are occult practitioners and occult influencers and are teaching people on YouTube, telling something I severely disagree. And I need to, give evidence that those people are wrong. And also, I think this topic is extremely important for black magicians, because this topic is especially important for the black magicians, and that's the topic of do spirits submit to the limitations of human morality? Are the moral values of humans important to spirits? So, one really famous occult influencer, which I'm not going to name because I don't want drama, claimed that your guardian angel can abandon you if you are a quote-unquote piece of shit. And by being a piece of shit, knowing the rest of his videos, he probably thought about you being immoral or unethical according to the human standards. Now, let's be honest here. Human morality is a joke. I will take you a Bible as an example. In the Bronze Age and the Middle Ages and other periods of history, moral codes such as moral codes of the Bible was considered the peak of ethics and morality, right? And people really thought that. But now, we consider a Christian God to be an ethical spirit. And the Bible is not only an example of that. We can examine many spirits from the Vedas who are considered peaks of moral purity according to the moral standards of today, and they will probably be immoral. The same is from any spirit from any spiritual scripture in history. They will probably be immoral according to the moral standards of today. But spirits like Lilith, for example, who are extremely immoral according to the older tools, older scriptures, are now considered to be moral. So, as you see from this example, human morality fluctuates. It is not something which is permanent, and it is definitely not something based on metaphysical truths. Human morality is based upon our limited observation of the world, and claiming that something which doesn't observe world in a limited way as we do will somehow submit to the rules of our human morality is ridiculous. So everybody claiming that spirits don't work with person so and so because person so and so doesn't submit to the certain moral rules of society is misinforming the public. Because somebody can obliterate all of the ethical norms of our society and still be extremely gifted and powerful individual magically. Ethics, as defined by society, has nothing to do with magic. Magic is like any craft. It is amoral. It can be used for ethical or unethical purposes. And it has nothing to do with human societal constraints. And I want people to understand it. If somebody is a powerful magician, it doesn't mean that he is good according to the moral standards of society. So if somebody is giving decent occult knowledge online, or is like informing public well, or is performing powerful spells, it doesn't mean that your interaction with that person on a personal level cannot be emotionally abusive or dangerous for you in a physical way. Because magical power has nothing to do with morality. I was personally cursed by my friends who behaved outside of societal observation of good and evil, and I had to almost die because of it. So I'm not judging those people on a moral high ground, because I am convinced from my spiritual experiences and from other experiences I have that morality is a human construct and that it doesn't exist outside of human observation. But this is my message for today. Don't assume that if somebody is having great spiritual capabilities, he is somehow ethical according to the human standards. It doesn't have to be the case. Spiritual power has nothing to do with ethics. And the right hand path, purity rhetoric, how you have to be pure in order to do magic in a moral sense is a complete bullshit. And they themselves dismantle it by being completely, how should I say, immoral according to their own standards. They work with angels and saints, they work with their so-called God, who they claim is moral and pure, and then they do the opposite of moral according to their own code. They steal, they rape, they conquer. Now, I am not necessarily against conquering and aggression. I am a little bit off with the rape thing, but I generally don't morally judge people. So that's my stance, and stance coming from my experience, and I think this is enough for today. Thanks for watching.